Brooks now with Turbo.
Oh, man. Hey, how you doing? Today we're going to take a look at a video titled Biggest Hits in Rugby League 2024 from a YouTube channel called Sideline. Now, I've mentioned before that years and years ago, I either read or was told that the reason rugby is played without helmets or pads, in contrast to American football, is because the game is such that there are a lot of glancing blows and tackles from the side, but there aren't many head-on collisions. At the time, that seemed logical, and I said, oh, that makes sense, yeah. That's why they don't need pads. When I started this channel and started watching rugby for the first time in my life, I quickly learned that I was misinformed about the level of contact and collisions in rugby. There are lots and lots of head-on contacts. So I was pretty amazed, and now I have a much greater appreciation now for why rugby fans feel a sort of, pride in the fact that it's played without pads, without helmets, once again, in contrast to American football, because rugby is not only a game where you need to play with the ball and you need to tackle, to play defense essentially. You got to know how to play offense and pass and catch and kick, all those skills. It's also an extremely brutal, tough game, and I have come to appreciate that. So I know there's a bit of a rivalry between rugby and rugby league. Today we're looking at rugby league. So without further ado, let's check it out. If you like the channel, please subscribe, comment, like. I read all the comments. I can't answer everyone, but I read them all. And so let's take a look. Biggest Hits 2024 Rugby League.
Stewart, another catch. Russell!
I know something about that.
A roller coaster variety.
That's not legal now.
The carriage just came off the track.
Before season coming to an end. Some of these hits were penalised as they were not legal tackles. I've still included them for their brutal contact. Enjoy.
Keary finds Tedesco. Quick hands! Oh my goodness! Jamming in!
If I'm correct, the shoulder charge was made illegal 10 or more years ago, and I think there was a recent change this last season that the legal tackle had to be lower to the armpit. It used to be higher. I think that's the case. So I imagine this video will have a bit of both, legal and illegal.
Gerald Skelton absolutely leveled Junior Ponga. He won't need an ice pack. He'll just sit in the fridge after the game. He might have 12 busted ribs.
With decisions like that through the bunker and the officials.
Oh, goodness me. Big hit from Pangai Jr. It's a penalty and it's...
that he just said it's a penalty. I understand. But what if you, because I know you got to wrap him up with your arms now. What if you hit him so hard initially that he's flying back so fast you don't even have time to wrap your arms? Because the guy in red looked like he was, I'm going to make an attempt to put my arm around him, but maybe that was a shoulder charge, which is illegal, whether he wrapped them up or not.
Pat Legler.
Now that's legal, right? That looks legal.
It's amazing.
Oh, too high? Oh, that's too high, I think.
Xavier Savage just fumbled the ball and he just launched into it. Oh! Big right shoulder. Savage.
Brooks now with Turbo.
Oh, man.
Oh, that is a tackle.
Now that's legal,
Now Levy.
right? Because he didn't flip him and bring him too high. That's a great tackle. That seems like a textbook tackle right there.
Oh, he knows it too.
Around play. And he's lost it.
Great tackle.
That one too seems. Yeah, that's
There's an amazing Hines. Martin pursuing.
that last one was I can't imagine that being illegal in any world. That was perfect.
Look out, he rattled him with a brilliant kick chase tackle.
That one too. God.
Back into the first half.
Get any sort of momentum.
Oh, what a shot! Here, Cora!
Egan, short side.
Oh,
What about that for a tackle?
Huh?
Beautiful from Kieran
That
Foran.
looked good too,
He
man.
buried his shoulder under the rib cage and jolted the ball.
All the trouble coming. It was Jordan Rupp and a bearing down like a freight train. Embraces on Cherry Evans. Coates in the firing line. Here comes Martin. Bang!
No, that's a nice tackle.
See it coming. Coates ambles across, tried to get a foot. Caught it and then got Moses. It's been a masterclass. Edwards out the back. Chan by Talangi. Great tackle.
You know, like I said, the thing that's so great about this game is that they stay on the field. Everybody stays on the field. Whether their side has the ball or their side doesn't have the ball, they've got to be able to pass and catch, and they've also got to be able to tackle when they don't have the ball. It's a great part of the game that is completely different than American football. You know, I'm sure if you're watching this, you know the extreme specialization of offense goes out, defense comes on. Completely different set of players, you know. And not only does that slow down the game, but it also means that not every player has to know how to do everything. And this game is great because it's continuous, and and you have to have all the skills, not just offense or defense. And for me, and this is true of rugby and rugby league. You know, both games, whether you prefer one or the other, both of them have that advantage over American football.
Nene Walsh inside.
That pass was sort of the opposite way I thought it would go.
Tackle by Crichton.
All legal. All legal. It's fair game. The ball comes back on the inside.
A second Origin appearance. He was immense on debut, wasn't he? But he gets dumped again.
That's a great tackle. I know they changed it so they can't tackle and kind of tip him down on his head, and I'm sure that's kind of a judgment call, but it seemed like that one was just inside the part of being legal.
Any second now.
Oh, there's a shot. Selwyn. Hobbo nailed by the debutant Barnett.
Position battle.
The debutante.
Oh,
No, that can't be legal, right?
Inflicting damage with ball in hand on Carrigan.
Charge.
Oh, look at Crichton. Like a man possessed this year.
What do you do?
Spencer off the back fence. Lenu tearing towards Grant.
Oh, yuck.
This is just superhuman from both teams. 2 all, no tries. Spencer.
They're appealing for a shoulder charge here, the New South Wales players, by Ben Hunt.
Ben Hunt finds Newman.
Oh man!
This may be close to a sender. Freddie, you were close to that action.
Yeah, well, you can see what was happening. They created.
That looks. I mean, when you first see it, it looks brutally illegal. Then when you see it again, it looked like the guy with the ball kind of slipped. He slipped and was going kind of lower and lower. And what the initial tackle would have been perhaps legal, it ended up being too high up on his head. But maybe only because the guy he was aiming for was getting lower and lower as he lost his footing. Let's see if they explain that.
A little bit of room out on this left-hand side, and you can see Joseph starting to line up Reece Walsh. And then you heard the sound.
On the right boot. And Walsh pounces.
It looked
and
bad. I wonder if
accelerates,
how
and
it
the
got called.
Towns get
And here's a chance for Tane Milne, who bumped off Wishart. And South Sydney have back-to-back tries.
It's just strong.
Here's a play. Fogarty. Roughing us in from fullback to Moko. To Moko.
Wow.
Too strong and powerful. Nata Moko, the Kiwis international, goes over. Too big, too
Up to try and force it.
I have a question. You know, the shoulder charge I know was made illegal a decade or more ago. But what about a ball carrier or the person with the ball? Can they head into a defender and do a shoulder charge? Is that legal, or is it? Because that seems like, depending on the situation, might be effective. But I'm wondering if that shoulder charge is illegal on both sides.
In and look at him barking at Morgan Harper.
Surging off the line.
Oh, Carey belted.
Hudson Young.
Absolutely smashed.
Second last play in the set. Trindle comes away to
Oh,
Talakai.
man.
Bumping shot. Trindle plants it down. What a run.
Yeah, that's
the
just
powerhouse.
power
This is the
move.
halfway. And the rampaging Spencer Leniu.
Munster can get players in and around him, especially a speed player like
It looks like
Here's Grant now.
it looks like that sometimes is a strategy of the person with the ball to just go straight ahead. I mean, most of the time it looks like there's, in most sports similar, you try to evade if possible. But it looks like there's a strategy, I don't know what the situation would be, where you just go straight in and hope for the best. Although I'm sure there's more technique involved than just hoping for the best.
Flat to Hughes, out to Munster, a dummy and a run and a dumping
That's a
tackle.
great
He and
tackle.
Martin have exchanged a few words.
to get his side and lift his side on the back foot.
Oh, kick out again. Qatar again. Jammed and a good shot by Kenny.
How hard does
Yeah.
each can he go?
There on the 20-metre line.
Spoon of their defensive line.
Oh,
Melbourne he's not there at the moment. They are under so much fatigue.
As we get into the final 20 minutes, they'll be looking to cheer their home side.
Oh, that can't be fair, right?
minutes of NRL football in 6 games. Lazarus Falepu and Welsh is stumped again.
These guys are they're so big and they're so strong and they're so fast and they're so fit. You don't see any you don't see any guys in rugby or rugby league that are out of shape. That even when they're big, they're not carrying around a lot of extra weight like you see in American football a lot. I don't want to be totally down on American football because I've grown up with it, watched it my whole life. But like I said, the appeal of rugby and rugby league, and I know there's a rivalry between the two with some people, but both games have such cool advantages over American football, I think, and that's the continuity of play, and not as many breaks in the action, and the fact that the players the players stay on the field, and play with whether their side has the ball or not. They have to be able to tackle and also have the offensive skills. So I think that's really appealing things about rugby. And like I said, I never, until a few months ago when I started this channel, I had no idea what it even looked like. All I'd seen is a scrum, once or twice in my life, on the news, a scrum. And I thought that's kind of what rugby is. I had no idea there was so much more to it in terms of speed and, the athleticism is just off the charts. And it's not neither game, rugby or rugby league, neither is that sort of the slow-moving, lumbering game, which was the impression I got from just seeing a scrum. I thought the whole game was basically a scrum. And I think a lot of Americans have that image in their head of rugby simply because they've never seen it. You could go your whole life and not see it. And I'm glad I didn't, because I discovered it a few months ago. Hope you liked the video. If you did, please subscribe and comment and like. I'm sure I asked a few questions during the video. If you have a chance, please feel free to answer them. I would really appreciate it. And I'll talk to you later. Thanks.